Hello friends! It is often said that life is very difficult for people who are not beautiful because they are not like us. But if you think about it, how many people around us are truly perfect? And what exactly is this perfection? Everyone has their own shortcomings, but even despite this, most of them are good and quite interesting people. When you talk to them, you feel comfortable and understand that the main thing is not what you see with your eyes, but how you feel inside after talking to them. And today, I will tell you a story in which the main character was able to become happy, even in spite of her special, non-standard beauty. Irina and Sergei Nezentsev are a young couple who were over the moon. They had a good reason for their boundless joy. They were about to have a daughter. The pregnancy was going very well. All the tests showed that the baby girl was absolutely healthy. The day finally arrived. While his wife was in the labor room, Sergei couldn't get a moment's peace. It seems that at that moment, no one was happier than the father-to-be. But he had no idea that he would soon give up his long-awaited daughter and leave his beloved wife. But what could have happened? Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. When Irina first heard her baby's cries, tears of happiness ran down her cheeks. The feeling could not be expressed in words. She became a mother. But when the woman asked to see her daughter, the doctors only looked at each other. Irina could not understand what was going on. Fear and confusion could clearly be seen in the eyes of the medical staff. From their faces, Irina could see that something was clearly wrong. And when the nurse brought the newborn baby girl to Irina, the woman screamed and almost fainted when she saw her daughter. A little old woman was looking at her. Irina had a lot of questions. The doctor explained to her that the girl had a rare genetic disease, progeria, and unfortunately, despite the progress of modern medicine, there is still no cure for this disease. Statistics show that people with progeria do not survive to the age of 20. But Irina's daughter has a different type of the disease. She has an aging face, and the other parts of her body are in keeping with her biological age. The very next day, Irina was offered to write a renunciation, but she did not want to hear about it. Now, the hardest thing was to tell her husband. She only told Sergei that they had had a daughter, but she decided not to tell him that she was special. Sergei was happy, and the girl was named Katya. But when he saw the girl, he unfortunately could not accept his daughter, an old woman. He wanted his child to be like everyone else, and he did not want a sick daughter. That is why he decided to leave the family. By the way, after the divorce, Sergei disappeared for good and never made himself known again. He completely abandoned his daughter and did not participate in the raising of the girl. And so it happened that Irina was left alone with Katya. Then, abandoned and betrayed by the man she loved, she decided that no matter what it takes, she will give the little girl all the love and tenderness that was in her heart. Irina never showed by her appearance that she had a special child. She, like all the mothers, took her to playgrounds, to the park, took her to the sea. In a word, Irina raised the girl the way ordinary children are raised. Her difficulties began the moment she started kindergarten. Today's children are cruel and do not accept special peers. They called Katya names, teased her. They poked her with their fingers. It became even more difficult when the girl started school. The constant mocking and teasing hurt Katya. At first, she cried and was offended, but then she simply accepted her unique appearance for what it was. I couldn't understand why other children were doing this to me because I hadn't done anything wrong to them. But one day, I just decided to ignore them. If I wasn't accepted because of my appearance, it means that I will win them over with my intelligence and kindness, Katya said later. Gradually, her classmates stopped teasing the old woman. They began to socialize with her and she even made a best friend. The only thing that frustrated the girl was the fact that she did not get along with guys. No one asked her out. Katya thought she would never have a husband and that she would live her whole life alone. Her best friend understood her worries and decided to help her. One day she wrote a letter to Andrei Malakov's TV show about the plight of an old girl. The editors were interested and Katya was invited to the studio. The whole country learned about the old lady's story back in 2011. Millions of viewers felt sympathy for Katya. The experts invited to the show agreed to help the girl. They offered to make her at least a little younger with the help of plastic surgery. This was my chance and I couldn't miss it. The professional surgeons did a tremendous job for which I am very grateful, Katya said. Now the girl was ready to start her life from scratch. It is also worth mentioning that Katya was a very pleasant companion. She is a kind and helpful person. Soon, she met a young man who fell in love with her, not because of her looks, but because of her kind heart. He was attracted by the girl's charisma, and her specific appearance did not bother him at all. Their romance was stormy and full of passion. 6 months after they met, they got married. The girl couldn't be happier. A year later, Katya became a mom. She had a son, the meaning of her life. Their family was soon joined by another little boy. Unfortunately, the youngest son inherited his mother's illness. That situation started to break up Katya's marriage. Her husband immediately became cold to her second son after the diagnosis. Katya was very offended by her husband, but he did not think to change his attitude. He would only go for walks with Misha, paid attention only to him, and if it was as Gleb did not exist for him at all. Later, Katya's husband began to drink a lot. He blamed her for all of his problems. For a long time, the woman tolerated his behavior, but eventually, she decided to divorce him. Just like Katya's father, her husband did not feel the need to take care of his children after leaving the family. But friends, do you think that's the end of the story? Of course not. Katya turned out to be a real fighter, and for the sake of her sons, she continued to fight the vagaries of fate. Today, Katerina is 25 and in a new relationship with a man who is now by her side. The woman feels truly happy. He takes care of her and has also become a good father to her sons. The granny-faced girl no longer interacts with journalists. She has hidden her personal pages on social media and has decided that she does not want to make a show out of her private life. Katya became the person the whole country was talking about, but at the same time, she proved that the outer beauty is not the main weapon in the world. The main thing is the soul and the inner peace in each of us. Katya is also grateful to her mother, who once did not abandon her and believed in her daughter to the end. She believed that she would be happy. Everyone on this planet deserves to be happy, and of course, Katya is no exception. And we wish this strong girl nothing but good luck and hope her life works out the way she wants it to. Friends, that's all for today. Just be kinder and love each other. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.